Welcome to Season 5 of Pants Around Ankles Prevention, where my mission is to help you keep your pants securely buckled and avoid that unexpected, awkward, and embarrassing moment when you realize suddenly that they're not. This season, we're going to do things a little differently with shorts around ankles prevention. Quick, power-packed episodes designed to deliver a punch of truth to help you wake up to a new perspective. Let's see what today's short has in store. Today, I'm going to get on my soapbox. Trigger warning. In my work, one characteristic that I have that everyone seems to be aware of is that I can be really direct and blunt. Yet, apparently, I rarely offend those with whom I'm working. And I think that's because they know me and they know that I care, and it's because they know that I care that my comments are accepted and valued. In this podcast, I'm very aware that I'm going to say some things that some may dislike a little or a lot. It's not my intention to offend anyone, but I do intend to be pretty direct about a few things. So you get to decide how you want to respond. So much for that disclaimer. You know, in life there are two and only two motivations: love and the opposite of love, which is fear. There are other ways to say the same thing. One of my mentors said to me in the context of a sales training conversation that there's only two reasons people buy. Either they have something they don't want, or they want something they don't have. In NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, motivations are similarly categorized. Either you move towards something you want or you move away from something you don't want. But when you dig deeply enough beyond the superficial level of reasoning, what you get to is either love or fear, and sometimes a bit of both at the same time. However, it's been my experience with both myself and most others that most of the time we make choices that are primarily motivated by fear. What comes cloaked in logic, rational thinking, thoughtful reasoning is more often than not nothing but a disguise. It's just fear. We just don't want to acknowledge that. So this podcast is about keeping your pants firmly buckled around your waist. It's about waking up. And you can't wake up and stay the way you are. It's about expansion. Expansion is a less threatening way of talking about growth or change. The reason we don't change or grow is either because we don't know how, which is technically known as ignorance, or we aren't willing to make the effort, which is virtually always based in fear. And just for clarity, ignorance does not mean stupidity or low IQ. It just means lack of knowledge or of information. This is the 26th podcast in Season 5 that I'm drafting. And the first 25 have pretty much all been intended to give you how to or stimulate you toward growth, toward waking up, toward keeping those pants buckled around your waist. In this particular episode, I want to discuss the price you pay when you delude yourself by listening to your rational, logical thinking and thoughtful reasoning, which talks you out of taking a step to move your life forward when the real problem is simply that you're afraid, and it's costing you. Now, I suppose there's really nothing immoral or certainly nothing illegal or unethical in society's eyes in making a choice to not grow proactively. After all, it pretty much defines all of society and also what it means to be unsuccessful. Wait a minute. I hear some of you saying, unsuccessful? Wait a minute. I'll have you know I'm financially sound. I built my own company. I have some nice adult toys. What do you mean unsuccessful? Well, success in life has little to do with what you've accomplished compared to others, and almost everything to do with what you've accomplished compared to what you were capable of becoming. If you're hesitating to take proactive steps to expand yourself because of fear, what else would you call that? Because it sure ain't success. Do you know anybody that is a well-balanced human being that doesn't change and grow? And now, while I'm standing on my soapbox here, I also need to point out that every major religious tradition is all about growth and change. And it's mind-boggling to me to watch really good people consistently resist opportunities for growth and then also claim that they're serious about their faith. Come on, wake up. So, just what is your lack of proactive growth costing you? This is the insidious part, because I don't know, and you don't know either. That's the big challenge. And let me explain why this is the case with a true story. I became a vegetarian over 35 years ago. As a result of that, I immediately became healthier, had a lot more energy, got sick less often, and when I did get sick, it was not as severe. I just felt better, and I was better. And the list of benefits goes on, but you get the idea. I have never tried to convince others of the benefits of my dietary choices. But occasionally someone will ask, and I'll share my experiences, and then they will say something like, wow, that sounds great, but I don't think I could give up a good burger. Do you see the problem here? They know what the experience of eating a good burger is, and they don't want to give that up. But those benefits I've listed for them, they haven't experienced them. They only know what they have to give up. They don't know what they will get. So I can't tell you specifically what you'll gain because I don't know, and you don't know either. And as you start to think about where you might be more proactive, notice the fears that are starting to appear in your awareness. I will tell you this, though. If you embrace the path of proactive growth, your life will change, and I believe you will end up in a better place. And I won't promise you that it will be easy to get there because almost certainly aspects of it will be hard. You don't grow by doing what is easy. So the challenge I will give you is the challenge that I accepted when I was persuaded to try a vegetarian lifestyle. My inspiration said, don't believe anything I'm about to tell you. Just try it for 10 days and judge by results. See, he understood that you needed to have the experience before you could truly evaluate the benefits. And that's going to be my challenge to you. You already know something somewhere in your life where you've been avoiding or putting off attempting something because of fear. Take it on as a growth experiment. Not just 10 days, but whatever it's going to take to get a result. Then look back at it and examine yourself and what happened. Whatever it is that you choose, you've almost certainly already examined it and even realized that there's some fear that's holding you back. You may have even lived long enough, as I have, to learn that these things are almost never as bad as you expect. But you're still letting the fear hold you back. Time to change. If you'd like a deeper dive into this topic, consider subscribing to our newsletter, Waking Up, where we will explore it in even more detail. And if you found this episode helpful, be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. See you soon.